Hello, hello, hello. Happy day, people. This is Tea and Cornbread, a conversation with Sean and Tracy. I am Sean Johnson. I am Tracy Davis-Johnson. And our podcast is about having conversations with people 50 and over, where they're talking about their wealth, their health, and their life changes. So like, share, and subscribe. Hey, another conversation with Tea and Cornbread with Sean and Tracy. I am your host, Sean Johnson.
And I am Tracy Davis-Johnson.
And another great episode.
Yes.
You know why? Because we just are always thinking,
yes,
what can we talk about? And we could talk all day long. But let me tell you, this episode we're calling Words Have Power.
Definitely.
What do you tell yourself? What words do you use for you? What do you tell yourself in the morning?
So, Sean, wait. When you wake up in the morning, you look in that mirror. What do you say to Sean?
I'm going to be honest with you.
Please do.
I don't really look in the mirror.
Okay.
Right?
That's fine.
And I don't want to go off on a different subject, but it took me a long time. There's a thing called mirror work.
Okay.
There's a thing called mirror work. And that mirror work is talking to yourself in a positive way to uplift you and empower yourself by looking in the mirror and saying nothing but positive things. Affirmations, affirming yourself. That's what it is. Affirming yourself. But daily, I don't do that. I don't do that daily. Daily, I pray and I meditate.
Okay.
But the words, the top 3 words, because somebody asked me, what top 3 words describe you? And my top words are loyal, resilient, and honest. Okay. That's the top 3 things that came
off
head.
The top of your head, right, when you think about Sean. Okay.
Right. When I think about me, those are the things that I think. Those are the words that I think about.
Okay.
That describe me. Right. Someone else. I had a. I'm always in some kind of self-improvement, self-development class, right? And one of the classes, we all went to Atlanta a couple years ago, our sister girls. We went to Atlanta, and I was in a class at the time, and one of the assignments was to interview 10 people and ask them to describe you in 10 words.
Okay.
10 words.
That had to be interesting.
It was. Let me tell you, it snowballed because it was 8 or 9 of us. I think it was like 9 of us. And we just went around the table and asked the question of each other.
Okay.
So when I tell you powerful, I don't think it was, we were bawling. It was so emotional.
Right.
And it brought out so much.
So was it surprising, some of the stuff that the men, I'm not sure.
It was women.
Had to say about you? Was it?
It was.
Any of it?
It was.
Okay.
The thing is, it's uncomfortable for me to take
positive
compliments.
Yeah.
It used to be. I'm getting better at it. When I turn 50, I think I'll switch.
No, but I think it is for a lot of people because. Okay, you and Princess Linda say that to me all the time. If you say something positive to me, I change the subject, or I'll say a negative, and you guys let me have it about doing that. So that's a work in progress
Absolutely.
too,
Absolutely.
Especially for me.
Absolutely.
Not because I don't think I'm worthy. It makes
and that's
you
what
uncomfortable.
It is. No. Say what it is. You don't think you're worthy.
Okay.
That's the truth.
I guess because it happens, and I do. I will find a negative.
So before we keep going, what are your top 3 words that you describe to yourself?
Dedication, loving, and I think loyal also. I think loyal probably should have been my first one.
No, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
In the order.
Right,
okay.
right.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter the order.
Those 3 things I think describe me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So back to that conversation, yes, it was humbling. I'll say the word humbling because I'm not one I don't accept those things easily. I'm doing it more now, meaning if someone gives me a compliment, I don't automatically compliment them back because that's what we do, right?
We do that
reflect,
too. We
right?
do. We do.
Is it
You look
reflect? I
so
think
pretty today. Oh, you look pretty today
yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah. When that's not the point,
Right.
right? And so I now say I accept it.
Mm-hmm.
I now say thank you and leave it at that
Right.
sometimes.
Right.
And I don't believe in being phony.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I really don't believe in being phony. So people that know me, sometimes I have no couth. Sometimes I have no couth. I'll say too much or not say enough, or I get quiet, or I don't know, right? But that
Well,
all
are you
comes with
saying that because you recognize that, or have people said that to you? I don't know if I've seen that with you. Is why I'm asking that question.
that's because I'm comfortable with my domain. In my own domain,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I
Okay.
mean?
Okay.
If someone, okay, so like for example, we had a hair event at my shop a couple like 6 7 years ago, and we had over 70 80 people there,
Mm-hmm.
right? And at that time my mom was sick, and even that day I had to bring my mother to the hospital, the whole nine. So I had to put on a face,
Right.
right?
Right.
But everybody that walked through that door didn't know me. They
Mm-hmm.
knew of me.
You had on a mask.
I had on the mask,
You had
right?
on a
They didn't
mask.
know me. They knew of me. They didn't know me.
Okay.
But they were coming in with such love.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, "Who's Sean? Who's Sean?" And coming over and hugging me. They don't understand how they filled my cup that day.
See.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the mask started to come off.
Right.
Because but they still didn't know what I was going
Right.
through, but I was able to put what was happening earlier that day to the
To the
side,
side.
because
And
these
be in the
people,
moment. Be
right?
in the moment.
And
Celebrate
they
you.
were just, "I've known you, I've heard of you," going on
Right.
and on. And I had to kind of like grab myself,
Yeah.
because it wasn't about me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't want it to be about me, and it didn't. It turned out not to be about me, but it was my shop. I was hosting, and I
Right.
was this, that, and other, and I
Right.
was like, okay. So I reflect back on that sometime, and when I do, it feels good because people genuinely wanted to,
Want to
yeah,
meet you.
right. And so when things like that happen, that's where I get
Mhm.
a little uncomfortable. But now with this age, and just age, it comes with maturity, right? I accept those
Yeah, it's
things,
such a
right?
positive thing. Such a
Right,
positive thing. And
right,
sometimes we don't know how to embrace.
right.
We don't know how to
And just
embrace.
like with you, when we talk about you now, like you said, I don't see that insecurity as much as what you say. You know what I mean? Because we're comfortable
Right.
together,
Right.
right? We're comfortable.
Yeah.
So we are who we are, right? We let
And
our hair
that
down.
makes a big difference because I think if there was a third person here, the conversation probably would be different and I may be a little bit
Reserve.
very,
You would be.
very.
That's okay.
And I'm working on it.
Yes, you are. I'm so proud of you.
Oops,
I'm
I'm
so
working
proud
on
of you.
it.
But yeah, so words, going back to words, what do you say to yourself? That makes a big difference because the energy of it
Mhm.
changes,
Right.
right? The energy of it. So if you say to yourself, "I can't, I can't, I can't, I won't." I remember growing up, we couldn't use the word can't.
Mm-hmm.
We could not use the word can't.
Right.
That makes a big difference if you think about that, right? So we're, as an adult, we think we can't.
Well, okay. You're right. We should never tell ourselves that we can't, and we don't want to influence the ones that we love to say that they can't do something. But that word we do have to use when enough is enough. When somebody's calling on you and you stretch thin, like you
But
said,
that's different.
you can be,
That's
but
different.
words, we're still talking about
That's
words
true.
though.
That's true.
So,
But that's different.
yeah, we don't want to use words. I mean, we want to use can't in a negative way to say you can't do or accomplish something.
Right. That's
But
what
it's
we're talking
okay
about.
to say, I can't today.
Right. It's okay to say
It's
no.
okay.
Let
Oh,
me
yeah.
tell you,
What you say?
no
No, say it
is a
again.
complete sentence.
Thank you very much. And I think I had to tell somebody that the other day. Um, we get so leery about saying no because we don't want to offend. We don't want you to think we can't do for
But
you
that's
if you
that
ask.
that comes back to the insecurity that you feel about yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I
I
mean?
want to be that superwoman to you, even though in the back of my head, I'm deflated. I can't. I can't fly today.
Right. Because I've
I
already
can't
flown
fly
100
today.
miles.
So you don't want to tell people no, but Yes, you say it all the time. Word is a complete, I mean, no is a
No
complete
is a complete
sentence,
sentence.
and we have to remember that it's okay to say no.
Absolutely.
It's okay.
Absolutely. With no explanation behind it.
Nothing.
Because I always say if you ask me a yes or no question, you should be able to take a yes or a no
But
with not being
what comes
upset.
after that though? You say no, and what does the person say? Why?
Right.
So here we go.
Wait, somebody
Why?
said that to me one day. I won't say who, but they said why. I said because I said so.
Yeah.
Period.
Exactly.
I'm
That's
not.
it. I don't have to
No,
give no
I'm
other
not going into
explanation.
explanations
Yes, I don't have to give it no further
because, or I
explanation.
will say, you asked me a yes or no question.
Yes.
If you didn't want me to say no, then don't ask me a yes or no
But
question.
honestly, they don't expect it. And
Right.
they expect us to say yes. And I'm only talking about us. I
Yeah.
mean not,
Yeah.
anybody else.
Yeah.
Um that's why when you say no, sometimes it's like a shock to people.
It is.
And it hurts their feelings. And that's not the intentions, but like you said, do not ask me a yes or no question. And when I say no, you want more
Yeah.
because I just can't.
Yeah.
Because I just don't want to.
Because I want to, and that's okay.
It's okay.
That's okay if you do not want to.
Yes. Yes, we definitely talking about the power of words, how they influence us, how they mold us at the end of the day. Our last segment, I said, the conversation that I had with my grandson, and I try to choose my words to be influencing to my grandchildren, something positive to them, you know, being careful with what we say to them. So we do have to remember. I remember growing up, one of my cousins, she's older than I am, and every time she seen me, she would say, "How you doing, my beautiful black cousin?" How important
Ah.
that was.
Wow.
And I still remember that to this day.
Wow.
She always said that. And growing up, you don't realize how powerful those
Yeah.
words are.
Yeah. Yeah.
But those are very powerful words because you may not feel like you're beautiful. But when she's seen me, every time she's seen me, those are the words that came out of her mouth.
Right.
Those were some very powerful words.
And they were affirming.
Yes.
They were affirming
Yes.
and reaffirming.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that makes a big
It
difference.
makes a big difference,
Yeah.
especially growing up in the world, even with the little girls now and young men, please don't get me wrong, but little girls, they think they have to stick to a certain standard body, hair, you know. Back in the day, we got perms in our hairs because we wanted our hair straight and silky, but we quickly realized
Yeah, that's not
that's not
how it grows.
and we don't have to conform to what people say is beautiful. We are beautiful.
We are.
What we see in front of us, I don't have to be pencil thin.
And then if you think about this, right? Because TV is a programmer,
Yep.
right? It's a
Yep.
programmer. And when we think about body shaming, things like that, but then when we think about those that cannot stand us, want to beat us so
Yes.
much,
Yes.
from the lips to the tail,
Yep.
they want to be from the skin color to
I was
the
getting
tail.
ready to say that. Even to the skin color.
The skin color, they go what? They go tanning. They spray tan on.
Our
all of
braids,
those things.
our hairstyles.
Braids, everything.
Yes.
They want to be us, and we don't understand that that's exactly what they want to be. But that's a whole different story. That's not what we're
We're
talking
talking
about today.
about words.
We're
Words
talking
and
about
how
words. What
powerful they are.
What do you say to yourself? What do you say to your friends? What do you say to, and being real, right? Being real. Being real doesn't always mean tearing somebody down.
Right.
Being real doesn't always mean if your girlfriend, I'm a stickler for this. Don't let your girlfriend come out with a twisted wig. If that wig is twisted, let her know. That's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But really empowering each other. That's one of the things I say all the time. When someone asks me, what is a health coach? I said, well, what I do is I encourage, empower, and guide people into a healthier lifestyle, right? Empowering, encouraging is the core of it. Because if we don't, for each other, to lift each other up, especially as Black women, as a Black woman, I had a conversation recently with someone, and we were talking about, enemies and this, that, and the other. And I said, believe it or not, I don't pay attention to who my enemies are. Because people always say, "Oh, you gotta know who your enemy." No, no, I don't. I don't. Because you know why? God takes care of them.
Mm-hmm.
They take care of them. Has nothing to do with words. I'm going off on the tangent. I'm going back. So, but I say, I'm about uplifting
Right.
each other, in
Yeah.
one way, shape, or form. And it doesn't, that doesn't include uh, who doesn't like me or whatever. I
Right.
don't care because who likes me is me,
That's all that matters.
you know.
I
And
think
and
growing
when you
up.
say to yourself, I'm fat, or
Right.
I,
Right.
my hair is gray, I don't like my
Yes.
hair,
Yes.
or whatever that negative
Yeah.
word is,
Or I want to
or
look just like X, Y, and Z. Well, look
right,
like you.
look like you.
Start with you.
First off, we are all unique and fabulous.
Yes.
We are
And you
all
don't want to look like someone else.
no
You may think you do, like Sean said. We are programmed because you're looking on the TV, you're on the internet, and you're constantly seeing this type. I don't know what that type is, but don't think about that.
right.
You don't. And I was saying to somebody the other day, I love people that dance to their
Own
to the
beat,
beat
yeah, to
of
their
their
own
own
beat.
drum.
Mm-hmm.
Even I love the underdog.
Mm-hmm.
I love the girl that's gonna come in there and everybody else has on gowns and she just has on a dress that she made. That's totally different from the room.
Right,
I
right,
love
right,
that. I
right.
love the girl that's coming in and everybody's like we just talked about, hair is down and it's straight, but she's coming in with her locks.
Power.
She's coming in with her afro.
Yeah,
She's coming in with whatever it may be.
yeah.
She knows and feels empowered. I don't have to be what everybody else thinks I should look like,
Right.
you
And
know?
and knowing that even this too, um, when you're doing self development, when you're seeking out those things, right?
Mm-hmm.
They always use the analogy of um, negative and positive words. So you are what you think, you are what you say, you are what you eat.
Mm-hmm.
That is the truth. So if you're constantly thinking you're never this, or you're never gonna do this,
Right.
or whatever, if you're constantly thinking, um, if you're constantly thinking that negativity,
Right. You become
okay,
that.
you
You do.
become what you
You
think.
become that.
So if you are, I don't know, give me a word. Give me a word.
You have to influence yourself. You have to look in the mirror. Like you said, you don't look in the mirror. Your routine is not to look in the mirror. And it doesn't even have to be that you look in the mirror. You could lay in a bed as soon as you open up your eyes.
Right.
Whatever your ritual is, you need to focus on self. Again, powerful words, not just to yourself, but also to the people that you greet. Another thing that rings a bell, and we talk about, our history, things that influenced and shaped us. I remember my mother in law, I used to bring the boys up there to go to school.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when me and one of the boys didn't have a good morning that morning, it might have been some yelling, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But when he went into his grandmother's house, he was not in a good mood. And I don't know what she said to him, and I can't even tell you which child it was. But when I went in the house, she said to me, "You don't want to send them off having a bad day."
Mm.
She said. So
And
I
that
had
stuck
to
with you.
say, yes. She said, I forgot what the words were that she even said. I don't know what the words were she said to him. But when he went into her house, he was in a mood. But when I went in, she checked me.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to send him off to have a bad day. She said, if you start his day off bad with whatever happened at home, he carries that throughout the day. And you don't want to send him to school like that. Those are powerful words
Perfect
because
example.
I didn't think about that. I
Right.
just knew me and my son just fell out.
Right.
And it could have been something so small,
Mm-hmm.
but I just messed up his day. And when she said that, that stuck with me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Got to be careful of your words.
Yeah.
Again,
Yeah.
we have so many life lessons, and sometimes we tend to forget them, so we tend to repeat them,
Right.
like I did with my grandson.
Right.
I
Right.
knew better.
Right.
I knew better, but there you go again. Our elder generation teaching us the things that we need to
Right.
carry on through life, teach our children,
And
and
this is
stay
where we are
positive.
now.
Yes,
We are in the cusp of being the elder.
exactly.
We're in
Exactly.
midlife, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're in our midlife on the cusp. So the influences that we have,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I
All
mean?
around us, all the
All
time.
around us.
All
Yep.
the time.
All around us. Um, as women, again, going back to that, I challenge you, those that are listening. I challenge you to think of 3 top words that describe you.
Mm-hmm.
I challenge you to ask 10 people to give you either 3 words to 10 words that describe you. Just words. They don't have to go into detail or why they choosing these words. Just words.
I'm gonna have to
Because
take
you
that
know what? Yeah.
task
Yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah. Because let me tell you what it does. It makes you understand who you are. It gives you a outside view of
Of
who
who,
you
yes,
are,
how people perceive you.
right? How people perceive you, and it's so empowering because we are so hard on ourselves. We don't know the influence that we have on others. We really don't until you ask the question, right? You don't know. And it's not that you're trying to influence anybody. You're just trying to be you.
I'm
You're
kind
just
of
trying to,
nervous at that task now. Now that
well,
I
don't
think
be.
about it.
Don't be. Just do it. Just do it. And that's challenging. That's something that we,
But there you go. There you go. It is. It's a challenge, but then I don't want to. I guess I do want to hear if you see a negativity in me, so I could work on that.
right. Well, there was some. There was some because I didn't just ask them. There were other people I asked, like my mother in law,
Okay.
right? I asked my mother in law. And I guess this was something that she always wanted to talk about.
Really?
Yes, because she said, I didn't think you were nice. I thought you were standoffish when I met you.
Okay.
She says, because you were always quiet. You would be in the corner. You wouldn't really say much, and this and that. She's like, but you would invite us to the house and you would come. And when we're here, we play games and we do this and we do that. And I see a different person.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, so I always thought, at first I didn't think you liked me.
Wow.
She really,
Wow.
it was like, oh, I get to talk. I need to, you know what I mean? So I was taken aback to a certain extent, but at the same time, it was, a different door for
Mhm.
us. Like it changed our relationship
Yeah.
for
You were,
the better.
but you were taken back only because you didn't
Ex-
think that's how you came off to her. Because
No,
why
no,
were you
that
taken
wasn't it.
back?
I was taken aback because, you're right. No, you're right. I was taken aback because that's what she thought of me,
Yeah.
and that it wasn't
What you thought how
right.
you thought you
Right,
were coming off.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I said to her, I said, "Well, I speak when people are talking to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm
I
not
may not
always
start the conversation, but I will
right.
engage if you're talking to
Exactly,
me. Yeah.
exactly. And so, so it was enlightening for me,
Yeah.
and also it was enlightening for her, um, because I didn't say a word. When you're asking these people, you cannot interrupt them. You
Okay.
just let them talk. You know what I mean? So I didn't say a word. And when she was done, I said thank you. And that was it. And it
Wow.
changed our
But
relationship.
how did it change you moving forward? Not just with her, but okay. So she said she thought you were standoffish. You stood in the corner and didn't speak unless someone came to you and started a conversation. Did you change the way next time you were in a room? Did you
No.
change the way so you stayed
No.
standoffish and didn't speak
It
unless
wasn't that
someone?
no, it wasn't that I was standoffish.
Hmm.
I was aware. Put it that way. I was
Okay.
aware.
So
You
you
know
did
what I
change
mean?
something though.
I
You
guess.
did.
I guess.
It kind of made you think, okay, how am I coming off in the room? Am I keeping
Yeah.
myself in the corner and away from everybody? And I only ask that because I get that too. I get that too.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
if nobody says anything to you, you're not going to say anything to anybody else. I
Right.
guess I got to work on it because I,
But
I I probably will go into the room and don't say anything.
yeah, I guess
I'm just not that.
I'm not well,
Um.
and then I don't know. I still walk in the room confident,
Okay, that's what I was
meaning
gonna say. Is that a
meaning
lack of
who I
confidence?
am. I
Is that
shouldn't
a
say
lack of
confident.
confidence on myself?
I'm not gonna use the word. I'll use the word confident for lack of a better phrase. Meaning I don't
Feel
what's the
intimidated
word?
by the people in the room. You don't feel
Nope,
that they're
nope. That's not it. I don't hide myself. You know what I mean? But I don't walk in like, hey, I'm here either.
and
You
there's
know what
those
I
people
mean?
that could do it. There's
Right.
those people that walk into
My
that
kids
room
can
that
walk in
that,
the
that
room
do
like
it.
that.
Yes.
My
Yes.
husband walks in the room like that. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Where for me, it's like,
Like, calm down. I want everybody to see me walking in. Let me just scoot
oh,
over here
I
to my
speak to
seat.
everybody in the whole nine, but I
Yeah.
am more like Kyle and my Cheyenne, my daughter and my son would say to me, Ma, you've loosened up a lot, or you're not shy. like I
Yeah.
was. You know what I mean? And so I go, okay. You know,
Okay, that's it.
yeah, I don't know,
Yeah.
But how about yourself?
No, like I said, I will walk in a room and I'll sit and I won't engage. If you engage with me, I will respond. Um, I have been told plenty of times that my expression is not welcoming. Um,
Right. I've
that
been told
I've
that too.
I've also been told
Like
I'm
you just
afraid of you, and
yeah.
that makes me angry. And I'll tell you why. Because sometimes when people have said this to me, once we started a conversation, I've never had a conversation with them previously. I've never had a fallout with them previously,
But it's the face. I've been told
and
that
I
too.
can't change that.
Right. But no, you can. Let me
My
tell you why.
face is my
Let me
face.
no, I'm gonna tell you how. Because you know what? I had to do that because I've more than once people have said
You tell
that.
me that all the time.
Right.
Fix your face, and I'm like,
Exactly.
I'm smiling.
But you're
You're
not
like, you're
that's
not.
not you're not
Well, no, I
smiling.
wasn't right then, but you say that all the
What's-
time. Fix your face,
Fix your face.
and I'm like, what's wrong with my face?
Yeah. But we have to be aware of that. You know why? Because people's interpretation. You know
Yes,
what I mean?
yes, very
And
important.
right, it's
Very.
very important. So yes, to answer your question earlier, have I changed? Yes, and it's consciously, until it becomes unconsciously. You know what I'm saying? Because people do take your face at your face value. And if you don't want anybody to think that you are, then we have to like fix our face on purpose before we walk in the
We're
room.
judging
And
people though.
we
Even with
are,
that,
but that's life.
but we
That's
got to
life.
stop doing that though.
We do,
We have
but
to
at the
stop
same
doing that.
time, it doesn't matter. We still, as an individual, we have to take heed to what people are saying to us
No,
because,
definitely we do. Definitely
right,
we do.
and then just be conscious about it when we're going into a mixed crowd.
Yeah. I mean, I have to work on that, and I don't want to put on a fake smile, but I'm smiling. I'll
Someone said to
smile.
me one day that, you know, I've never had a conversation like this with you before. I was like, okay, and she says, because you're a little intimidating. And I was like, why? How? Like, have I ever said anything crazy to you or
Yeah.
whatever? She was like, no. She's like, it's just, you're Sean. I said, what does that mean? You know what I mean? And so
Yes.
she's like,
What does that
right. She's
mean?
like, no, like, when you walk in the room, it's like you command the room. I said, no, that's not on purpose. It's just that
Well, that's how
I know
she
who,
sees you. That's how
I
what
guess.
she feels about
But it
you.
made me
I
think.
was going to say that's not a negative to me though.
It made me think.
That's
It
not a
did.
negative.
It's I did I reflected on it. Put it that way. I
Okay.
reflected. So I think this conversation. I think we can go more with this
Yeah.
conversation.
We're gonna have
Or
to have
if
a
there's
part 2
somebody
to
out
this.
there, right? If there's somebody out there that can contribute to this conversation and would like
Yes.
to be interviewed by us,
Please let us
contact
know.
us. Yeah,
Yes.
because we want some other views on
Some
this.
yeah,
You
we
know what I
need other
mean?
perspectives. We
Exactly.
were just talking from Sean and Tracy's
Exactly.
perspective,
We want some
our
other views.
experiences.
So we got to wrap this up. And
We thank
the
you for
top
listening though.
yes, we thank you for listening. And please comment,
Yes.
share, and follow us because we want to keep having these deep conversations. So, like, share, and if you don't take care of your body, where you
We're
going to
gonna
live?
live.